Okay, next up are drawings I made about red, strange looking objects appearing in Earth sky. Well, this first thing you see here is something I call a red dragon or a red snake. In this dream, this thing was swirling across the sky. Actually was swirling itself over Brooklyn, New York, and it was so bright that it shone, well, at least it shined its redness upon the roofs of people's homes. This thing was seen by me in my dream at night. And here today, October 28th, 2011, I believe what I seen so many years ago, as we watch it now, was an aurora borealis. I believe 2 days ago, a lot of states here in America, Alabama, New York, Arkansas, a lot of people took notice of northern lights that appeared in the sky, which is quite unusual. Okay, in this dream, I was standing with a few black women, and we took notice of this huge bubble-like thing way in the distance. As you see, it was reddish or orange or yellowish or a combination of all three or two. And in this dream, none of us could understand what it was. Well, here, and mind you that this dream was given to me in September 10th, 2011. Well, here in October 28th, 2011, I believe that what I seen in my dream was actually an aurora. Why I say this? Because I seen some videos, I believe 2 days ago, which was taken by, I guess, a few people that seen auroras here in America, and I came across a video that a person had taken that shown in the distance a reddish bubble-like thing like this. I couldn't believe it, which I will show you guys right after this one. As you see there, the red glow in the horizon. Look at that, just like my drawing. In this dream, I believe I was inside a park, and in the distance I seen a red star-like object, and to its left I seen a white object that also looked like a star. In this dream, I believe I was in South America somewhere. Well, in any case, I looked up in the sky and I seen this. In this dream, I seen two objects. I seen the first object, which is this spherical object, and behind it was a red object that had the zigzag dark lines on the surface. And I believe these two objects were close to the Big Dipper. Or they hail from the Big Dipper direction. Here's another drawing of a red object that was in the sky. In this dream, I seen this very red object in the night sky, and next to it were these two white-looking orbs or planetoids. In this dream, I seen our solar system, and the next and last thing I seen in this dream was this red object coming towards our solar system, and this red object had plowed through our solar system and knocked some of the inner planets off their course. In this dream, believe it or not, I found myself in outer space. I was hovering over our Earth, and I looked ahead of me, and I seen in the distance this object, this reddish object that looked a little bit like a distorted diamond. And in this dream, I found myself here in Brooklyn, New York, and I looked up in the sky and I seen all these clouds. And I looked further up and I seen our moon, which looked almost horizontal. And I seen the airplanes make a quick left turn, and above the airplane was this very bright red small dot in the distance. In this dream, I stood on top of my stoop here in Brooklyn, New York, and I looked across the street. And I noticed the homes across the street from my house, and I looked up, I looked up into the sky, and I noticed the planet Saturn. I noticed its ring, which is quite unusual because Saturn is so far away. But in this dream, I seen it up close, where I was able to see its ring. And besides Saturn was this very bright object. In this dream, I didn't know at first what it was. Then I believe my guardian angel had told me that this object in the sky is actually the planet Venus. Next is a drawing about Venus again. But in this dream, I was inside a building, and I was looking through this building window, and I noticed our moon, as you see here, is on the right, and then an elderly lady beside me. She stood on my right. She told me to look up in the sky, and she said, well, this object is Venus. And I told her, no, this is not Venus. And she said, look up in the sky again. And I looked, and I noticed that this was Venus, and it was very close to the Earth. This time, it was not shining like a bright star, but this time it appeared, or it showed itself as a bright, white, spherical object beside our moon. Next is a planetoid or moon that appeared in space, and it flown very close towards the Earth. It was so close that in this dream I was able to see some of its craters. Once again, this thing came from nowhere. In this dream, I noticed 3 objects near the Big Dipper, and as you see, I noticed these 3 objects at night. Then the next day in this dream, there were no more, well, there weren't any 3 objects this time around. It was just 2 objects, and these 2 objects stood beside our sun. And I think these 2 objects had somehow grown a very large radius, and I think it affected our sun in a way that it kind of has swollen up our sun in a way. But in this dream, I actually believe that even though I seen 3 at night and I seen 2 in the morning, probably is because the 3rd one may have disintegrated or may have moved on somewhere else. In this dream, I believe I was in an inner city, and I was inside a park. And in this dream, I noticed these objects in the sky. And when I looked up further into the sky, I seen this gigantic, eerie, monstrous, moon-like object in the sky, and this thing was making noise. It was hissing, and it was projecting or ejecting off its surface a geyser or something like that, and this thing was unbelievable.